You know,
So
you got
Mark,
that turkey right
I have
there.
a question for you. AEW had a very, very good women's match. Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa for the N.W.A. women's title match. And for me, AEW, their last couple of title matches have been really good when it's the N.W.A. title on the line. Is it concerning that N.W.A.'s talent is getting over more than the AEW women's champion? Marcus, this is for you.
Yeah, but I think Serena Deeb is more the better wrestler in comparison to Shida. But nothing against Shida, but like the way they're booking Serena Deeb is like as if she is the AEW Women's Champion, but she's not.
Literally.
Yeah.
And if you go back to Full Gear when the N.W.A. Women's Championship match was on the pre-show, that was the better match in comparison to Nyla Rose versus Shida.
Yep. And, you know, the NWA section, and I believe I may have brought this up to Manny on the show, the AEW is surviving on the dismantling of the NWA, NWA power. Like, all their wrestlers, Eddie Kingston, NWA, could be seen every week. Cutting the same promos, talk about how he ain't got shit, and his life is in hell, and he's an outlaw and stuff. Or Serena Deeb in the women's division, or Ricky Starks on Team Task. This influx of the NWA talent is saving AEW from their original roster, and it was a lucky break for them, I feel like.
Well, that's what I told you. I thought this match and then what happened in the main event was what saved Dynamite this week. I felt that Dynamite was a bit when you watch it back. But it was what these two last matches in the final like half an hour was what saved their show from being it was their kind of show too. Yeah, that was okay. I might come back and watch it next week.
Yeah, I feel like the NWA people are like the when the Radicals or when WWE was still in the WCW talent, the good talent. They were just like, we're gonna get great. We're gonna get the Jericho, the Radicals, and stuff to help infuse more entertainment into our show and wrestling ability, because they're doing, I guess, whatever storytelling they're doing with the Elite, but after the Elite, everybody else just kind of flounders around and just does a bunch of other stuff.
I think what they're really doing that it's something that they don't really do with their own division is that they're treating the NWA women's title with a lot of respect. Like, these are two competitors going into the ring, like Serena Deeb. She comes in there like no nonsense. Thunder Rosa come in. They're about that business. They're about fighting for that title. And then directly following this match, you go and you're talking about the AEW's women's title, and it's a comedy sketch. And it's like... It's
a trash title, too.
Like, it's funny that you have John Silver talking on the behalf of Anna Jay and how the Dark Order is going to go and
claim... Hold on, Eric. Do not speak about John Silver that way, about that promo. If anything, that was Don West's son selling me on that match next week, and I am 100% sold.
Yeah, Manny, yes, he sold it. But at the same time, when you look at John Silver, he is a comedy character. And it's like, we know Anna Jay can't talk, but like, I need
You don't know what Anna Jay can do. Don't you put words in her mouth.
I know Anna Jay can't talk. You know how I know? Because I called her to ask her, hey, Anna Jay, can you talk? And she didn't say a goddamn thing.
Oh, is it? You're calling white women? I'm calling your wife.
Go ahead. Do it. Do it.
And I'm telling you, you're not
here.
Because, like, for me, personally, I'm really disappointed because I felt that AEW missed on the opportunity. They were telling a story last week when Tay Conti was in the ring, and then you had Anna Jay trying to force Tay Conti to cheat, but she's not cheating, and it's like you would think it would be a divide between her and the Dark Order. Then the next week we go here, somehow Anna Jay got into the rankings, and now she has a title shot against the women's champion, and like, I hate the rankings so much. It drives me crazy.
I hate the ranking because she's I think she's either 4 or 5.
Yeah, like, I've learned one thing about the rankings, and I've said this week in and week out, and it's fitting that I would say on my last show of 2020, is that if you're ranked 405 in the rankings, you're going to get a title shot before the person who's ranked number 1. Just want to let that be known.
I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like if you're the champion, you get the choice of picking anyone in the top 5, but it doesn't make sense.
No. And I throw another curveball to the rankings. Serena Deeb, where does she fit in the AEW women's rankings? Since she is wrestling on their show, winning matches on Dark and on Dynamite, winning title matches for the NWA title on that show, is she allowed to throw herself into the rankings? Because Kenny Omega was able to throw himself as being the Omega champion.
But Marcus Pantheon Don asked a more important question. Does Magnus show up with the 10 pounds of gold? Because,
22 pounds of gold.
I don't know how. No, he always called it 10 pounds of gold.
It's 10 pounds of gold, man. Don't you disrespect that title.
Marcus,
they've been calling it 10 pounds of gold for years. Don't disrespect the NWA title. It's the longest lineage title that
disrespect.
Has been nothing.
I was giving it more gold to it.
That title has been nothing for 30 years until Nick Aldis carried that title. Until Nick Aldis carried that title has been nothing for 30 years. They went from being the punchline to the I forgot his line.
To the drunk line. Isn't this the problem when you do like this cross promotional stuff? Is that like, to me, I see the NWA's title and care less about the AEW champion. Like, I don't care. Like,
you know what the most prestigious title in all wrestling is, which you don't disrespect? That even WWE acknowledged, the IWGP title.
Yeah.
Everybody brings that up as the title because it's like, even on WWE, he's a former IWGP champion.
Because it's prestigious. I just did an Eric. Jesus. How does that? I don't know how to feel like that.
It's a pistachio title. It's a pistachio title.
It's a prestigious title, and they acknowledge it.
Yeah, everybody acknowledges that title.
And the fact what you have to go through to get that title and what you have to do to keep the title is quite impressive. I respect the IWGP. I feel like as a wrestler, I need to have an IWGP title. Like, if I put that on my belt, that's why the AEW championship kind of looks like the IWGP title.
It's a knockoff. But yeah, put respect up. I mean, Sheeta, they need to go away. They need to merge the titles. Just use the NWA Women's title as a title. I mean, at this point, because Sheeta has nothing. She has nothing on this. Sheeta is solid in the ring, but she ain't got nothing on this. So what the Rosa and Serena Deeb was doing. So, like, their whole women's division is trash on AEW.
Now,
well, what did you make of, because I said it took away from the match, but Britt Baker actually interfering in the Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb match?
It hurts their title even more because Britt Baker's going after the NWA title.
Yeah, it's like, it's really weird because, like, why does Britt Baker care about what two women from NWA is doing for an NWA title? Like, that should have no relevance to her, like, at all. And I mean, like, I guess it segues away into a feud because now I guess it's going to be Thunder Rosa, but you have to ask the question is Thunder Rosa an AEW employee or is she an NWA employee? Because we haven't got the picture where she says she's all elite. So it's just, it's where, to me, this is where I feel like that cross-promotional promoting, it gets very convoluted and you have to do it right to make it make sense on the camera. And
okay, but I just have one question, just one. And Eric, and I know Manny, you and Eric both like Sheeta and stuff. Why is Britt Baker not their champion already?
I don't think she's like fully 100% recovered from her injury.
You don't have to be good. You don't have to be good in their women's division.
I know, but they haven't even
out there for weeks.
They haven't even been putting any focus on her really since she's like had that match with Swole.
I mean,
yeah, I don't understand. She is the best talker in their division. She put asses in the seats. People seem to like her. The Dennis gimmick is working. Her and Reba are hilarious at times. It seems like she should be. No, they call her Reba. I don't care.
He calls her Reba, so everyone else calls her Reba.
Yeah, I'm calling her Reba. Her mama named her Rebel. I'm calling her Reba. I don't care. She should be their champion. And yes, it is still a joke division, but yet she would be the most entertaining person with that title.
I think it's because she's fragile. And
I don't think they care about that.
Well, considering that, like, yes, the AEW Women's Champion doesn't wrestle for 13 weeks. I don't know, Marcus. I can't answer that question. I really can't.
He wrestles once every 2 months and just cuts promos backstage about his pregnant wife. That's all he do. Like, he don't really show up for a lot. That's all you gotta do with Britt Baker. Have her cut promos, and she don't actually have to work.
And AEW sorted out their audio this week. Well done, AEW.
Here it is. You got many points. Achievement unlocked.
Oh no! Can I say they have a point for me because I thought, I know people were talking about. I think his name was Little X, the director. I thought the vignette that they did for Revolution,
Director Little X,
Director X, whatever it was, that's Lil Nas X. That's no, never mind. That's different. But
you talking about DMX?
No, not DMX. Not letting his dog out. But Director X, I thought that was a great vignette that they did. I thought it told the story of AEW. I thought it featured Cody a little bit too much, but at the end of the day, I thought it did a really good job. Marcus, you're shaking your head. Do you disagree?
Yes, I 100% disagree with this. Okay, it was well done, put together, bravo. And you know what? Director X did a good job in expressing what AEW is all about. However, Eric, this is where I disagree with this is a good vignette. This vignette looked like it was a victory. It's like they were celebrating something. Like they've beaten somebody. That they've conquered the WWE. That's what it sounded like. They ain't got more than the same viewers they had when they started. In fact, they even lost viewers. They ain't did shit but beat NXT 3 weeks in a row. So to declare victory, like they were in this video, like, we've overcome the giant. We've overcome the obstacles. We're the #1 wrestling brand in the world. Y'all can't even scratch Wrestle Kingdom yet. Get out of here.
Marcus,
get out of here.
Marcus, I totally disagree with you.
Bailey brought more fighters than you.
Marcus, I totally disagree with you.
Ass down.
Marcus,
sit their ass down.
Marcus, let me tell you something, and I mean this with all due respect. So you mean it's very disrespectful. Marcus, if we were AEW, we would do the same thing because we do it now. Marcus, we act like we're the biggest podcast out there. We celebrate the friends that we have like we're at the top of the world. Yeah, exactly. And you ain't gonna let.
I don't have Director X on TV directing video.
Marcus,
that type of budget.
Marcus, if people visited storefrontier.com/DSPN and bought some of our merchandise, we would have the money to hire Director X to direct one of the live streams, but we don't. But at the same time, we walk around. The best accomplishment we did, Marcus, for 2020 is that we got Manny on the payroll. How did we get Manny on the payroll? We don't know, but we got Manny on the payroll.
You act like we're all getting paid to do this.
We ain't.
How you like that negative value you got into the payroll? Like, I'm in debt for getting on this payroll. That's what happened to Manny. Like, you didn't realize you were getting on that negative money.
Evo said that was big dick energy with that promo. It was, man. I mean, they were out there, like, honestly, they were out there running their mouth. And if I was WWE, I was like, oh, so you talking shit now. All right. Well, actually, WWE kind of has done that because Kevin Owens is doing commentating next week on NXT for no explainable reason why he's doing that commentating.
To attack Finn Balor. I got Buckle Bob onto the apron one more time in NXT.
And then I'll be very intrigued how the ratings look when WWE start putting some of their WWE superstars on NXT. It'll be very interesting. But
if they ever decide to step up their game, NXT can beat them. Like, all you gotta do is throw Sasha and Bailey on there every now and then. You good.
So
like, what time? That's what beat them.
I gave them props. I gave them props for the we're gonna call it the Big Dick Energy Revolution promo. But however, I felt that they.
One last question about this video.
I'm trying to transition here.
That's all right, man. I respect your lifestyle. I respect your lifestyle.
It's confirmed. This is why he's taking a break. He's becoming Erica.
He's gonna be Erica, the sex fiend. But I
can see the disappointment in your face as well.
Hey, you opened yourself up to that.
I didn't do that.
Do you see a counter video being done by WWE? They got Director X. Do you see WWE say, "Oh, you want to go that? we're gonna pay a real director. We're gonna get movie director for this.
No, because Marcus,
WWE commercial.
You know why, Marcus? Because WWE doesn't have to spend that money because they have very good directors on their payroll already that makes great vignettes. They don't have to go out there.
You
also realize by them not acknowledging them, it's more bigger dick energy. Which is like, oh, yeah, just here. Okay, cool. Stay over there. Stay over there.
I can see WWE doing a vignette, not directed by anybody, but at the end, just to pay for the rights, directed by J.J. Abrams. And you're like, what?
Marcus, is that really? When do you go with Martin Scorsese or something like that?
Hey, Spielberg.
That's too big, and I would say that's a little bit more. It's more believable with J.J. Abrams because he has that comic book kind of sci-fi kind of deal.
Eric, do you know what I'm having opening that shot?
What?
I'm having Cameron Grimes riding the bicycle with someone in the basket like E.T.
Going to the moon, baby. Going to the moon. But as I was trying to transition, as Marcus called it, or I was trying to change the topic.
You're the one that said you were transitioning.
I'm still transitioning, goddammit. The thing about it is,
hormones not working out for you, are they, Eric?
With that being said,
they're coming in nicely though.
You know, I'm not gonna do that to you guys. I'm not gonna end it that way. Anyway, with that being said,